I just ran here, so I'm potentially a bit out of breath. So excuse me while I catch my breath back, babe. However, I just wanted to get to this hill to get the last of the sun, because I just wanted to film a little, I guess, debrief from my time working at the BAFTAs. I'm just setting up my tripod now, and then I'll put the camera on. But I just wanted to, like, I don't know. I wanted to just really remember this moment, because I often find that I'm always looking for the next thing. But working at the BAFTAs has actually been, like a career highlight. I'm obviously very early on into my career, if you can call it a career, but I guess, no, let's call it a career, babe. So I kind of just wanted to talk about, how it went and how I feel after it, and, what I hope for in the future with regards to, like, that kind of stuff in film and TV, and because it is it's a career that I've fucking chosen at this point, and I want to be in. So I guess this is a kind of, a moment to manifest and to think about, what might happen in the future. Right, I'm going to set the camera up, and then we'll be on. Hold on. Okay, we're on. So I don't have to worry anymore. Let me just sit down. I might actually take my jacket off. I'm really hot. Bear with me, babe. I'm literally sweating like a pig. So let me get into it. I just worked at the 2025 BAFTA Television Awards, which was my first as a runner, and it was a production runner, and it was my first proper booking as a runner. I've worked as a floor manager for 6 months, and I've done a bit of production assistance, but I have never actually been an official runner. And yeah, the BAFTAs, not a bad first booking. I've also bought a beer, just, I don't know, to celebrate, mate. So I got back yesterday, and so I got back this morning actually, and then I had to go to work. So I've really not oh, sorry, that was the beer. I've not had a moment to, like, decompress and think about, the experience and how it went, because it is a big deal for me, because this is like a career that I want to have. So I just want to talk about that, and yeah, hopefully you find it interesting, but I guess this is more just for me as a record, I guess. So I got the job a couple of weeks ago, and I was quite apprehensive about, like, doing it, because I seem to have sometimes issue with self-confidence, especially when it comes to film and TV stuff and work. I guess because I'm still early on, and that's normal, I guess. Stop saying I guess. But before this job, I had intrusive thoughts of saying, like, just don't do it, just don't do the job, just don't go. And why the fuck do I have those thoughts, I wonder, because this is a career that I want to have. So anyway, not to dwell, I fucking went, obviously. So I went down on Friday, and my role is, it was the assistant host runner to the BAFTA award host, Alan Cumming. He does The Traitors in America. He's a really good actor. He's like a thespian. He's got a husband. So when I got told that I had that role as, like, the talent runner, I was really excited, because I think I'm really good with people, and I seem to get along with a lot of people when I meet them. So I feel like I'm quite adept to a role like that, where you have to, really, you're basically their assistant, and you have to do it, everything you can to make sure that they're, fully looked after. And that's something that I love doing. I love to help people, like, at work. I love to be busy. I love to have shit to do. So when I got told I had that role, I was so excited. And and it was a bit reassuring, because there was two of us. There was the host runner and I was the assistant host runner. So there was a lovely girl called Susie, and it turns out there was three of us because there was Alan's producer as well, and we all worked really close together. We were called the A-team. I coined that phrase, Team Alan, the A-team. So I got there, and yeah, before I got to the South Bank, it was at the South Bank Centre. I was fucking nervous, really nervous, and I felt a bit, I had like imposter syndrome. Sorry, there's big mosquitoes. I had big imposter syndrome, and I think I realised that like, it's such a pattern with me. Before I start any new job, I'm immediately thinking, you're not going to be good enough at this. You're going to fucking fuck it up. And I think hopefully I'll get over that. Or maybe that's just something that everyone has. But yeah, I got in and I met the team, and they're called Penny Lane TV, and they all sort of know each other, have worked together on previous BAFTAs. This is my first one. A lot of them had done several BAFTAs, the film BAFTAs and the TV BAFTAs. So yeah, to be honest, rocking up, and just in TV in general, you know, people aren't necessarily, you know, welcoming you with open arms and like, hey babe, because people are busy and they have shit to do. And, you know, that's something that I have to remember. These people are your colleagues, they're not your friends, Fletch. I mean, hopefully they can be your friends, but, you know, you don't need to want to like pine after their friendship too much. But yeah, I got there, and yeah, so I met Susie and Debbie, and we were in the production office with the whole team. There was about 20 of them, and yeah, I was part of the team. And I don't know, it just felt very exciting and new. And once I'd got there and I'd met everyone, I immediately felt more relaxed and more at ease and more like confident in my abilities. So this is just a lesson, Fletch, that hopefully you watch this back and maybe you've got more jobs lined up and you're going to question yourself. This is a reminder that you did the same thing for the BAFTAs, and it turned out fucking brilliant. So yeah, so we had rehearsals on Saturday. So obviously it's a very like hyper day, busy day, and I just loved it. I loved it. I really loved it. Like, everything was so busy. I was helping the host Alan with whatever needed to be helped with. So for example, he's vegan and gluten-free. Well, that's what we got told. So I went out to get him a gluten-free and vegan pizza, and he had ordered it already. So it was just a case of me ordering it and going and getting the pizza. So I went, and it was the first time I did that. And, you know, doing things for the first time, it's fun. I was like, oh my God, I'm running a pizza to like Alan Cumming. This is so exciting. So I get the pizza, it's all good. Bring it back, I'm like, yes, I've done a good job, Fletch. And then Susie, my my boss basically, the girl above me, tells me, oh shit, we've looked at the menu and it's actually not gluten-free. So I sort of went back and got another gluten-free pizza, and we left both of the pizzas in his dressing room just on the case that maybe he'd want the other pizza, and we wrote gluten-free and not gluten-free. And it turns out he's not even gluten-free and he had both. So that was a fun little scenario, and it worked out fine. And what I loved most about the first day was I realised that I'm really good at like chatting to Alan, this like famous actor, and like he came off stage from rehearsals, and I could tell that he wanted to like let off some steam a bit and chat. So I started asking him about like his favourite places to perform, because he does drama, and his least favourite places, and he liked that question. And then I said, like, are you gluten-free, when we were walking him to the car at the end of the day? And he was like, no, I'm not. He's Scottish. He was like, I'm not actually gluten-free, but I try and have less gluten. And I just felt like I had like a bit of a rapport with him, and I could talk to him, and it gave me like a little boost. Like, yeah, you can just talk to them if it's, you know, in a professional way, I guess. And I was just trying to be helpful and like have a chat. And yeah, first day went amazing. I felt elated. Like, it went well, nothing went wrong, and it was a really smooth day. And the team were really lovely. And I remember I went to a bar afterwards at the South Bank. You should go. It's like rooftop bar or something. It's up the yellow step. And I had a pint, and I just was looking over the Thames, and it was sunny. And I called my friend Beth, and I just offloaded how I was feeling. And I just felt so elated. So that night I went to the pub with my sister, woke up the next day for the show day, and they booked me an Uber in. I got in at 7:30, and it was a show day. It was really busy, and there was so much going on. And one of the highlights of the show day was the red carpet. We had to take Alan, obviously, to do, because he's the host, like the press stuff on the red carpet, and that was fucking sick. Like, that was my first red carpet ever. So I've just realised my posture is so bad. Just sat like this the whole time. And yeah, the red carpet was mad, and I was just seeing all these like famous people, and I wasn't like starstruck. I felt weirdly like at ease, I guess because I was working there, and it just felt really exciting and fun. It didn't feel scary at all, and it was so busy. There was people everywhere, and I had my little pass, so I could like get to all the places, all the stage doors, all the like backstages. It felt fucking slay, to be honest. It felt really good. So red carpet was done, and then this was the highlight for me. This was the highlight. They had to do a dress rehearsal, obviously, because it's the BAFTAs, you have to do a dress rehearsal. So for the dress rehearsal, they needed to have fake acceptance speeches on the stage, just for like lighting and rigging to make sure everything was right. And I got picked as one of the 3 runners to go and do the fake speeches for the whole dress rehearsal. So I was just meant to be standing like on the side of stage if Alan needed anything. I ended up sitting in the auditorium as a fake, winner, like as someone who was going to win, so they could have the cameras set up and in the right position. So we spent 2 hours accepting awards over and over and over again in front of the whole production team, the crew, like they were all in there because it was a dress rehearsal. Alan was on stage, and I would go up with my 2 other runners and pick up a BAFTA, walk past Alan like pretending to be like a acceptance, like fucking, what a fucking job. How fun. Like, I got to make several fake acceptance speeches in front of the BAFTA auditorium with a BAFTA in my hand. And then to top it off, the final speech was the acting award for best lead male and best lead female. And the floor manager said that I could do the best lead male. So I sat in my seat and I was like, fuck, this is obviously, I mean, it's not my award, but how fun. Like, I get to go up and do a speech. And obviously they've got to be quick speeches, like 30 seconds, just so they had the cameras right and everything. So I went up, did my speech, and it was just fucking surreal, to be honest with you. Like, almost like a manifesting moment. Maybe one day, babe. And then after that, it was lunch, and I was in a massive queue for lunch, and I see like this guy come in, and I saw him. He was one of the production people watching me do the speeches, like for the dress rehearsal, and I knew he was important. I didn't know exactly what his role was, and I could see that he was a bit pissed off that the queue was so big for lunch. So I saw him and I said to him, like, do you want me to take your lunch ticket? I'll get your lunch for you. And he was like, yeah. Actually, I'll jump in the queue with you. So him and his assistant jumped in. Turns out he's like the creative director or like top level vibe. And I was just yapping away to them, and he said to me like, yeah, you did really well. Like, your speeches were really good. Like, good job. What's your name? So like I've met, it's not a big deal, but like it's quite cool. Like that opportunity. Like, I see that as an opportunity because I was on stage for like 2 hours with other people. Obviously, it was so much fun, like accepting fake awards. But you're being watched by a production team. I mean, they probably weren't watching me that intensely. Obviously, they've got shit to do. But I saw it as like an opportunity. Like, maybe one day I'll get an interview with one of them, and they'll be like, "Oh shit, you were on the stage. I remember you." And he was like, "Yeah, you did a good job." So that was sick. I let them go in front, get their lunch, and then the show happened, and I was just standing on side, like helping out, getting people water. And it just felt right, like it felt perfect, like I felt so, like I was in the right place. And I guess, so then the day was done, like I finished at 9:30, and then we wrapped, and I had a beer to celebrate. And I guess it's the day after now, and I just feel very like emotionally exhausted by the whole thing because you're interacting with people for hours and hours and hours, and yet you're on like good form, and you have to be your best. So I feel kind of exhausted. I feel like I'm on a come down of sorts from the event. But yeah, ultimately I feel proud of myself for doing a good job, and I want to sort of mark this moment as, a success, and the first of many, hopefully. Yeah, it just felt right. I guess that's the end takeaway from this. It felt like I was doing the right thing, and hopefully it will be the first of many. But But yeah, I just wanted to like mark the moment and release how I've been feeling, like talk out loud how I've been feeling about it. But yeah, I did my first BAFTAs, and cheers to that, babe. Like, cheers to that. Fletch, you're like on the right track, you're doing the right thing. You're gonna hopefully be successful and people are gonna want to work with you. And you shouldn't doubt yourself. I guess that's the takeaway from this. Like, you shouldn't doubt your abilities, and you shouldn't doubt that you're not good at your job and you're not good at working in film and TV. I think I'm really good for it. So the next steps is look for another job to get, basically, and just fucking slay. That's the end goal, babe. Slay. You slayed that, and you did a good job. I just feel quite proud, and I wanted to mark the moment, and I feel like I've marked the moment. The moment has been marked. Thank you for observing this moment, and hopefully I'll be doing another debrief in the future. Right, I guess I need to go to bed because I've got to go to work tomorrow. Good job, Fletch. Yeah. First BAFTAs. Fletcher's first BAFTAs. You did it. Okay, bye. See you later. Peace out. Look at my view, like, the sky's going orange. I'm in the countryside. Life's good. Good job, Fletch. See you later. Thanks for watching.